Well, an Alabama man on death row is set to be the first American to die tonight by nitrogen gas. He's making a last-ditch appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court, too. Kenneth Smith is scheduled for execution at 7 p.m. The prison says he was not able to be executed a year ago by lethal injection because the executioners couldn't find a vein. But come tonight, through this untested method, Mr. Smith will be fitted with a mask and administered a flow of nitrogen gas, effectively depriving him of oxygen until he dies. Smith's attorneys call the new method experimental, and it's been condemned as possible torture even by the United Nations. Our senior Washington correspondent, Devin Dwyer, is helping us break it all down. Clearly, it's extremely controversial. Let's just give a little background. Smith is facing this execution for stabbing Elizabeth Sennett. That was in 1988 after her husband, a pastor, offered to pay Smith and I guess 2 other men $1,000 to kill her, right? And a jury had previously voted 11-1 to sentence him to life without parole. So why is he even facing an execution, Devin?
Well, the judge in that case, Kira, overrode the jury and sentenced him with death. A remarkable thing that has now been outlawed in the state of Alabama and in every state. A judge cannot override a sentence handed down by a jury. Unfortunately for Mr. Smith at that time that Alabama changed its law, it was not made retroactive, so his sentence by the judge still stands, and he has repeatedly tried to challenge that sentence on various grounds. Of course, he was up for execution in 2022. As you said, that did not go well. The state took a lot of heat for botching that. He was jabbed many times with a needle in a failed attempt to execute him before the warrant ran out. And now, tonight, the state is preparing to use a new method, an untested method anywhere in the United States, using nitrogen hypoxia. It's a gas that crowds out oxygen, if you will, and basically will suffocate Mr. Smith. And he is challenging that to the Supreme Court at this 11th hour, Kira, even though just yesterday the court, in a separate petition, declined to hear his case and said this can go forward.
Talk a little bit more about why this method is so controversial, this nitrogen hypoxia.
Well, it has never been tested as a method of execution in the United States. There is some evidence, anecdotal evidence, that it has been used in Europe for assisted suicide. So there's some documentation of cases where human beings have ingested this gas to end their lives willingly. Some of the experts in this case have said that that was, perfectly fine, not painful. But death penalty advocates and Mr. Smith's attorneys in this case say that it could amount to cruel and unusual punishment. They say that the mask you talked about that they'll use to execute Mr. Smith may not be fitted properly. The gas might leak out. He may suffocate under the mask, and therefore, the Constitution would be violated. And that's their 11th hour claim to the justices.
Well, we'll see if the Supreme Court indeed blocks the execution. We'll follow it. Devin, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.